With Series 11 coming to an end, I can't help but feel unenthused going into this week's finale. Hello everyone, my name is Jean-Luc, and welcome back to another video. So, right before the series began, Chibnall came out and said that he wanted Series 11 to be completely standalone, with no through line or overarching themes, and for the most part, that's what we've been given, with the only real arc being centred around the characters. However, we're 9 episodes in, and I can't help but feel we're missing something. I mean, the finale airs in just a couple of days, and I have no real reason to be excited. With previous series, we've always had a hook, a mystery, something there to keep the audience engaged and looking forward to, but Series 11 hasn't had that. We had a little bit of foreshadowing in episode 2, The Ghost Monument, where they mentioned the Stenza, the Timeless Child, but other than that, nothing else has felt like it's going somewhere. You see, what I thought they were going to do was, one of the companions, most likely Graham, would be killed off, doing something heroic in the name of grace to save Ryan. And just before he sacrifices himself, we'd get that moment where Ryan would call him Grandad, and we'd have this really lovely hard-hitting end, where Graham would be the hero he never thought he could be, and Ryan has finally accepted him as family. I don't know, maybe I'm just a morbid shit, but that's what I thought we were leading up to. I think it would have made sense of what the series theme has been, and how it's centred around acceptance and dealing with loss. Also throughout, we've had the whole Ryan not accepting Graham as his granddad, and I don't think we got the payoff we deserved. Now, don't get me wrong, I liked it when it happened. I just thought with the attention brought onto it, that it was leading up to something so much more. But now after seeing images released from the New Year's Day special, we know they all survive, and like that, the stakes are instantly lowered. Now, I know I probably shouldn't criticise something for not doing what I thought it was going to, as that's not really a fault of the media, but more myself creating fanfiction. But hey. So, why has Series 11 felt so flat? Simple answer really. It hasn't been ambitious enough. Chris has always been a safe writer, and you can see this throughout all of his work on Who. He hasn't written anything groundbreaking for the show, and this is why I think Series 11 is lacking that little bit of spice. Because unlike something like Broadchurch, good characters aren't enough to keep the audience engaged. You're probably wondering, but Jean, what about Torchwood? Arguably he wrote some of the best, and worst, episodes for that. And this is where I'm going to try and link everything back to Series 11. You see, some of Chibnall's best Torchwood work have been stories like Countryfile, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, and Adrift. The problem with that is, all of these episodes are brilliant, but they are catered towards a grown-up audience. I mean, if you showed Adrift to a 10-year-old, they would probably be scarred for life. And this is what I think is Chibnall's downfall when it comes to taking on a show like Doctor Who. Yes, his character stuff is great, but his overall writing style isn't suited to this genre of television. Throughout this series, I've actually found a lot of the dialogue to be overly descriptive and quite on the nose at times, almost as if he's pandering to a younger audience. And that wouldn't be a problem if it was more subtly implemented. There's a little saying that goes, show, don't tell, something I think Chibbers needs to take on board going into Series 12. Speaking of Series 12, I do think that now that Chris has introduced his Doctor, he's got the audience on board, he will be more ambitious going forward. It's just, we've only really had one experimental episode this series, and that was last week's It Takes You Away, which, well, yeah. For a story as weird as that, it really should have came earlier in the series. I think having it right before the finale could have actually isolated viewers as opposed to keeping them on board. So yeah, closing off this video, Series 11 hasn't quite hit the mark in terms of keeping me hooked. I think the series has been strong as a whole, but it's just missing something to truly bring it to life. Whether that be down to the weak villains, too much exposition, or no definitive goal. I can only hope for that I am proven wrong with the Battle of Ranskoor of Kolos, when Tim Shaw returns. Yay!